can I just say that allergy is in full throttle? I don't even know what specifically I'm allergic to. I just know that it's not in anything that I consume. It's in the air. I don't know whether it's flour, is it cedar, is it some type of wood, is it microdust? I don't know what it is, but I definitely feel it every single morning when I wake up. And I have been taking allergy medicine every single day in order to be 80% of a human. And I should really figure it out. I really should. But if you hear that in this audio sound a little bit nasally, that is because allergy has taken over my body and I am still trying to collaborate with it so I don't feel like a shell of a man every single time I breathe or exhale, which is just as important, but that is not the main focus of today's podcast. Today, I'm going to give you a rundown of what happened this week. I tried something new. I enrolled, quote unquote, enrolled in a Twitch class. It's like the first online class that I've enrolled myself that doesn't involve anything academic. It's actually for my creative pursuit, so I'm very excited to explain about that. And also to give you a little bit of insight on the weekend shenanigans that I partaken on Saturday. Well, today doesn't really count because I had a very productive Sunday, but I can tell you about it if you want to know about it. So grab yourself a drink, a snack, or some popcorn, or start walking your dog, doing your dishes, because I'm about to tell you everything that has happened to me this week. Here we go. If you are remotely interested in content creation, whether it's long form or short form, but let's say if you have a focus in short form content creation, you would have inevitably encountered this one account that has been kind of changing the game and has been in the game for quite a while. The name is Adrian Per, or he goes by AP. And AP has been in the game for quite a while. Like, he's a producer, he DPs a lot of these stuff. And recently, well, I can only say recently because that's when I encountered his account, when I stumbled upon it. And his work just sets the shorts platform in another dimension. Like the way he produces them is very, very high quality. And the story and then the editing, the composition and everything is just very unique. And because of that, I started following Adrian. And recently, Adrian decided he had an announcement. So he posts, what is it? He called it Short Sunday, Sunday Shorts. And recently he announced that he was going to start a Twitch class. And then I was like, oh. I thought about it. I've never used Twitch before. I've only seen snippets of Twitch, and it was only for one person. Like I've only watched compilations of Doja Cat playing My Little Nightmare and sometimes GTA, sometimes Red Dead. But that was my history and experience with Twitch. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to enroll in it. I didn't know whether or not if it's something that's entirely beneficial to me. I felt like I wasn't really at that professional level because what he will do is every Monday and Thursday, to me is Tuesdays and Friday because of the time zone differences. He will host on day one, he would talk about like a specific topic, and he basically has his quote unquote syllabus posted on his Twitch main. And you know what? Let's go to Twitch. Let me see, twitch.tv. Where's Adrian? Literally the only account I follow because I made it just for Adrian. So let me go to About. Here we go. Welcome to APCC. So that's what his class is called. It's called Adrian Per Creative Community. My goal is to cultivate a community of whether it be creatives, musicians, entrepreneurs, small business owners, and like-minded people of all, to have a safe space. And I like to comment on that. Ever since I joined APCC and I also enrolled myself in the Discord, which I've never really used Discord before as well. I made it. I made an account back when I was in college trying to play Stardew Valley with Taro on different devices. But other than that, I've never used it before and I like kind of forgot about it. Then recently I picked it up again to sort of be my best friend's accountability buddy because she's preparing to take the OAT, which is the, if you want to get into optometry school, you have to take this MCAT-like entrance exam. So she has been grinding every single day, and then she's like, hey, if you want to do something productive, hop on. We can just turn on our camera, mute our mics, and do our own thing. So I've been doing that. So I've been back in the Discord. So when I saw that there was a Discord made for Adrian, and I was like, all right, let me hop on. And then all these like sub-tabs, I was a little bit overwhelmed in the beginning because I didn't know how to navigate it. But eventually, all the tabs are very, what's the word? Self-explanatory. You have your E. I swear I was in this before. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? A file. New window. There we go, Discord. Please don't tell me you've opened Discord. Please don't tell me you've logged me out because I don't remember my password. Okay, here we go. Where is it? AP community. Okay. So on the sub tab, you have your, rules and information announcements, lobby, introduce yourself. There's a tab for collaboration if people want to collaborate. There's a tab for creator portfolios. And also, as for Twitch, it has its own group. So under Twitch, there's homework, ask Adrian, work review submission. And basically for that one, someone else posted their new content. This looks good. What is it? A YouTube video I've made of strangers reading and responding to letters written by other strangers. Whoa, this is cool. Editing focus of the video. Try to experiment with better framing, color grading, and better storytelling. It was my first time making a video in this style. Dude, this looks good. What do you mean first time making this video? P.S. I don't know what my field of work is. I just graduated in June and picked up content creation to tell the story of my 20s. Currently unemployed. This is beautiful. I'm going to watch this after this podcast. But yeah, there are tabs where you submit your work for work submission. And basically, we'll just hop on Tuesdays and Friday for me and just talk about work review, right? And this was the first week of APCC, the first week of his class. So day one, I logged on at 7 a.m. because he starts the class at 3 p.m. Pacific time. To me is 7 a.m. And I mean, like, timing sounds a little early, but it's not the worst. It could have been a lot worse, right? I hop on and I was so tired that day. While I was listening, I fell back asleep. And then when I woke up again, I was only able to watch maybe like 30 minutes of the stream. And then we kind of hopped off. And at the end, there was a Q&A asking that, on Thursday, my Friday, we're going to do work review. Did everyone submit their work? And then I thought about it. I was like, should I? Because when I went on Discord and I went to the work submission page for October 5th, I looked at everyone had legit, there are now 90 posts. When I first submitted mine, it was sitting at 20. They are wedding photographers there. There are like commercial DP there, editor, video FX there. What else? There are just so many different works. And then I went in there and watched a few of them, and they're just so good. Like these people are these people are pros, okay? Like I'm a little like, I feel like the fish out of the water. And in the beginning, when I was contemplating on whether or not I wanted to submit my work, because I've never really felt that painfully amateur before. There's I guess there's a difference in when you go on YouTube and then you see all these works. It felt like you're in a different space. I'm just an observer, and then these people are kind of sort of untouchable. But when we're when you bring us in and put us into a community like this, it's like, oh, we've broken the fourth wall. You are now like my peers. And to call myself your peers sounds a little bit inappropriate because you and I are not in the same league. Because you are leaps and bounds ahead, and I'm sitting on floor number one looking at the top like, damn, is this Sword Art Online? Like, how long is it gonna take for me to break it all the way top to the top of the tower? But while I was thinking about that, I guess another part of me was that, what's the worst thing that could happen, right? I could post my work and be utterly embarrassed. You know how back then when we say that we do something embarrassed, we'll just change my name, move to another country so people cannot find me. Well, technically I've done 50% of that. Like, I'm in a different country already. So if my work somehow embarrassed me, then I'm already like halfway done because you can't find me. I can just hop off the Discord and I'm untouchable essentially. And also I thought, maybe it's okay to embarrass myself other than the fact that I'm on the internet, is also that I've heard of this quote before. I don't remember where, but it just stuck with me. If you're the biggest fish in the pond, then you're at the wrong place. Like, you're in the wrong pond. So in this community, I do feel like a small fish in a big pond. But I think that means I'm at the right place because I'll grow into my environment and as I absorb all these incredible talents surrounding me. So, while I'm watching other people's work, yes, I can't help but to feel very amateur. Like, I can't use this word enough. But also I do feel very inspired. Like, whoa, how did they do this? Like, how come they're not a big content creator by now? Because the amount of effort that they put into the storytelling and the sound design, I'm not even there. Like, that, this is so good. And I feel like a lot of people who do have a lot of people's attention haven't even put in the amount of works that you did. So there's like a level of admiration, and also it's like that narrative where you root for the underdog. I'm like, I really truly hope that you blow up. It kind of felt like a family in a sense where we're just cheering on each other's work. And this is incredible because I feel like oftentimes when we're talking about content creation, when you talk to other creator, you feel that you're being compared. You're being put on a pedestal and judged. Like, oh, like, look at, this is what I have done. How about you? Oh, okay. Anyways, I guess you're like below me, so there's no need for me to waste more time with you. But with Adrian and Adrian's community, while I was there, so Tuesday I listened to the stream, and then throughout the week, me contemplating if I want to submit my work or not, finally submitting. I think I submitted it on Wednesday or Thursday. I don't remember which day exactly, but I was like, let's just do it. So on Friday, I made sure to I made so many reminders, like set an alarm. You don't want to miss it because he said he wants to go through all the works, right? So I'm like, okay, if he's going to choose mine, I want to be there. Like, I want to know what he has to say. So I did, and I woke up before my alarm too. I think I was really excited. I got ready. I tried not to look like I just rolled out of bed because it was like 7 a.m. in the morning. But the stream started, and this is how I'm so new with Twitch, because in the beginning we were just kind of like sifting through, well, not really. He's scrolling through the thread and then asking people like, who's here, because he wants to review works of people who were actually in the stream with him. And then, people start commenting, I'm here, and me too. But I didn't get picked in the beginning when he was just kind of picking people from the chat, because he takes a really, really long time to review each work. So in the end, we didn't really get through a lot of work because he was very dedicated with the amount of feedbacks that he was giving to each creator, which is really, really good. And I think at the end, we went through like 5 or 6 over the span of 2.5 hours. Yeah, but I got to see a lot of really, really good work. Like there was a documentary there was a short film from India, from a creator called Samesh. And then also a few music videos from Vigo. And then, who else? There was another, what was his name? I can't remember quite well. But there was another creator who were trying to attempt. There's a content creator on social media. His name is Shy Guy. It's like SCHYGUYE. Whoa, where did the E come from? Julie. GUYS. But Shy Guy, he does, like, first of all, color grading is crazy. And he just have these shots that look and feel like Inception. And there was someone else with during the work review where he attempted to do something like that, but with a much like budget camera, and the result was astonishing. It was just so like it was so mind-blowing for me to be. I felt like I was at a convention. And even though it was a little bit taxing for me towards the end of my day because I woke up so early and then I had a full day, but it was very rewarding to me. And then eventually towards the end of the session, he's like, you know what, it's hard for me to just like find people and then find their name in the freaking, what is it called? Discord thread, and then try to find them, try to guest start them on Twitch. So he just kind of like opened the request to be guest starred. I didn't even know what the heck guest star is. While he was explaining that, I had to freaking go on Google Chrome and like Google, what is guest star? How do you submit requests for guest star? Like I felt like a millennial, like a true millennial. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to use this technology. But eventually the saddest and funniest thing. Okay, I was in the queue and I could see my name was the next in line, but we ran out of time. So we didn't really have the chance to look over my work, but then they did open up a new thread for the next work review. So he will hold work reviews twice a month. And since I couldn't make it to the October 5th one, he said if you want me to if you want me to review your work the next time on October 19th, submit it on the new thread. So I thought about it and I was like, I still want my work to be reviewed. And at the time, no one was really there. Like, no one had submitted it yet. So I submitted mine and I was the first one in the thread. I think because of that, some people clicked on my video out of curiosity, and I wouldn't say a lot of people, but a few people came from Discord, and then they went to my YouTube and they watched and they left a comment saying things like, what did they say? What did you say? Ooh, what is this? I wish I had this 10 years ago. Okay, I'm gonna look at that video in a second. Just let me cue this in another tab so I don't forget about it. And let me go to YouTube Studio because I know I'm gonna get sidetracked if I go to, okay. What did he say? They said, what did they say? They're like, hey, came across your channel from Adrian's Discord, but staying for the content and vibes. They said that, keep up the good work, and then found you through APCC. So like, it feels kind of surreal that people have found me or taken the time to, click on my video and then actually decided to leave a comment. It felt like I was enveloped in this warm community and this big, giant creative hugs. And it was like, hey, love your work, keep up the good work. And it makes me want to go on and view other people's work, get inspired, encourage them with whatever little power that I have. It was just like it was a first for me for sure. Sorry, I'm stuttering left and right. I just had coffee not too long ago. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. So that was that. That was pretty surreal. And that felt like what my entire week was leading up to. And also he assigned a homework for this. So he first week he assigns his homework telling us to make a certain type of video, and then next month when he hosts class on the first week, he will review these homeworks. So for this month, what is it? Let me read it to you. Here's the subject. Create a story about your hometown or the city you live in currently. What makes it beautiful? Every place has its pros and cons, but what brings you joy about this place? Whether it's nostalgia and good memories, how it inspires you, anything and everything. Make us feel something when we watch it. So it has to be 60 seconds or less. It can be horizontal or vertical, doesn't matter. Doesn't need to be cinematic or shot super amazing video quality. It's about the story. Submit a link to your work in this thread. So the due dates are we'll be watching the homework submissions on stream Monday, November 6th, the first Monday of the month at the end of our second class. Oh, so it's going to be done on work review day. The top 3 winners will be awarded. Yeah. When I got this prompt, I was really excited. So I'm a type of person who was really scatterbrained, and I do appreciate instruction because I often encounter this decision fatigue. So when I saw that, I was like, great, because I just finished my last video and I have a vague idea on what I wanted to do next, but I wasn't sure. But now that this is here and it has a very strict timeline, I think it's gonna force me to make it happen. So I was really excited. I was like, okay, like let's get ready. So today is Sunday, and I asked Taro, I was like, hey, what are your plans on Sunday? And he's like, to get some writing done and have to edit some photos. I was like, perfect. Do you want to go to Ink? Because that cafe is my obsession. He's like, yeah, sure. So I went there before him and I got us a spot. And this weekend, it was not that busy. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's cold now. People don't want to go outside. But I stay there and then I prep my class first. And then that was done fairly quickly. Then my another goal was to finish the podcast outline and then to finish the see, you think that, listen, if you have a podcast outline, your podcast should sound like butter, right? But it doesn't. Like when I set up an outline, I only very vaguely to remind myself what I want to talk about so I don't forget about it because my brain is very smooth. However, if I make a script, then everything's gonna sound like a telemarket ad. So I try not to do that. I leave some room for the spontaneity to sprout in my podcast, but also that could be a pros and cons in and of itself. And then after I finished that, my other goal was to finish the script that I was going to write for the homework. I've been consistently writing ideas down during my commute, especially on my commute back. I feel like at the end of the night, because my brain has been so overwhelmed with work, I'm looking for an outlet to just do something that's not related to work. And usually that's when my inspiration strikes. My inspiration strike when I'm like most chaotic. So I will write these ideas down, but they were all in fragments and I couldn't find a way to piece them together until today. Today I told myself, no matter what, I need the script to be done so that in the coming, I want to say week or so, I can shoot these shots and then edit a video. Because if you think about it, it has to be less than a minute. So realistically speaking, you should be able to edit everything in one day. Like it's a minute video. So I'm going to try to be more concise and make sure that my shot ideas are already scripted so I can just look at my Notion page and roll the camera, shoot, and then leave. Because there are a few shots that I want to take that are in the popular spot. The thing is with these touristy spots is that there's a lot of people, and if there's a lot of people, what I want to capture will probably be obstruct, will be blocked. So, so I'm thinking about going on a work day really, really early so that there's not a lot of people there, probably only like a few tourists, so that I can get the shots that I want and start editing right away. I still haven't found music yet. Finished script today. I think probably after this podcast, I'll record the voiceover for the script. Yeah. Wow. I sound so motivated. Like, who am I? Today Taro was kind of jokingly mentioned that, wow, you sound really excited. Like, I think you're a good student. Like, you need someone to tell you what to do. I'm like, in a sense, yes. Because I'm so scatterbrained, I sort of need a shepherd to make sure that I'm on the right track, or tell me what to do, or what, give me a vague direction so I could run it the way I want to run it. Does that make sense? I really hope so, because my last two brain cells, this is the best work that they can probably do together. So circling back to the weekend shenanigans, I feel like for the past few weeks, the weekends were the only time that I could kind of reset myself, reset my apartment, dedicate time to be productive, for my own mental garden as well as my creative works. This weekend was finally the weekend where our schedules meshed together. So Taro and I decided to take kind of like a chill day to have sort of like a city date. There were certain things that both of us wanted to do, and no, one of us wanted to do and the other one didn't mind tagging along. So I was like, all right, so what are we gonna do? Because literally I didn't know what we were going to do that day. Can you tell I'm so used to being a passenger princess? I do like to drive, but on days where we have events, I am usually not the one planning it. I have a very hard time making decisions. I have decision fatigue. You know this by now. Let's move on. So Tara's like, oh, I wanted to go vintage shop hopping in Hongdae. So recently, he's kind of on a mission to find certain type of shirts. He's very obsessed with materials at the moment. And he's looking for like a Western styled shirt. There's a specific designs where the shoulder is, and he's looking for shirts from brands like Lee and Wrangler because of the good material. It's very sturdy. They are work shirts. So we went to Hongdae, and then on the way there, I've kind of sort of disabled my inhibition. Whatever snacks that I set my eyes on, yeah, I wanted to eat it. So while we were waiting for line number one, I hate line number one. Line number one, it's a love-hate relationship, because when you get on the right one, it's going to take you real far in a short amount of time. But if you get on the wrong one, it's going to take you real far in a short amount of time. So while we were waiting for for the correct one, I was kind of hungry because we got up. When did we get up? Oh, we actually got up to re-sign my housing contract. I forgot about that. I need to add that to my planner. We got up to go to the realtor's office at around 10:30, but they were already helping someone else, so we just had to sit there and wait until they were finished. I re-signed my lease, thank goodness. So now I have a physical copy, which I can bring it to the immigration office in November when I try to apply for a different visa. Wish me luck. I'm still very nervous about it. And then after that, we decided to go to the Hongdae one. Yeah. So at the subway station, I was a little bit hungry because I didn't really eat anything beforehand. And there is a convenience store right next to the platform. It's called Storyway. So we hop in. He bought like a peach tea, and I got pepero. So it's like the biscuit, chocolate dip biscuit stick, right? Is that what the English translation is? I hope you know what peperos are. But I was eating it, and then the train was arriving. I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot eat in the train. So I was just like trying to shove as many sticks as possible. In the end, I think I almost devoured the entire box, except like two left. So we got on the train, we arrived to Hongdae, we went to all these like underground, literally underground vintage shop. But we weren't able to find a lot of things. And the thing with the Hongdae ones, they're very curated, and because they are tourist hotspots, everything is a little bit, overpriced in a sense. But also you have to consider, the state of their restoration. Wait, is that the right way to say it? So if they were able to restore a shirt that was really raggedy, then yeah, of course, by all means, it deserves $50. But sometimes, girl, that Carhartt shirt is not worth $80. Okay? Just letting you know. So we didn't really find anything. But we were not done yet. We just needed to refuel real quick, and then we will get started at where the vintage shops are at. Wait, where the vintage shops are at. Yep. Which is in Dongmyo, the flea market place. We'll get to that later. So when we were deciding what to eat, our original intention was to go to Bao. There's a place in Seoul, it's called Bao Seoul. And I actually went there to as like a farewell lunch with one of my friends who I met through my current workplace. And that place was really good. However, there's a wait. So we went on a weekday, which is why the wait was, we still had to wait, but it wasn't as ridiculous as it would have been if we went on a weekend. So I thought, like, I looked at the time. Okay, they open at 12:30. We're a little bit over 1. So if we go there, maybe we'll have to wait, but maybe not too long. And while we were looking at subway routes, Taro was on his map, and then he was like, oh, what is roast in Hong Kong? So there is another restaurant here in Seoul called Roast, as in like roasting things. Roast in Hong Kong. I think it was like, it was a word play on Lost in Hong Kong, but you'd had to read it in Korean. Woo. Anyways, he's like, what is that? I was like, oh, that is like one of my favorite places. And I went there twice. Was it twice? Yeah, I went there twice before we were about to go there that day. But I went there twice. I was like, this place is unbeatable. I have so many places that I kind of scouted and pinned in my map. Listen, for the record, I'm going to say it here. Whoever hears this, my Chinese restaurant roster recommendation for Seoul stays unmatched. It's untouchable, okay? I've verified it with my own mouth that it is 1, authentic, 2, worth your time. So if you need to know, I think currently I have, where do I have? There is Roast in Hong Kong. There's another place in Ujiro. It's called Julia. And then there's another place called Gege. What's another place? There's another place that I went for shrimp wonton, and utterly disappointment. It was so bad I deleted it from my map. Ew. Because there are places that I find on social media, and then I kind of want to try it, so I would save it and I'll pin it. And once I go to the spots, for example, Tim Ho Won is one of the Michelin-starred dim sum restaurant, whatever the heck. I went there once for my birthday. It was, I'm never going back. Like, dim sum is also very good. If you're looking for dim sum in Seoul or anywhere near you with a place called dim sum, go for it. Not bad. But if you have access to legit Chinese food, don't be going to these restaurants. Go to the mom and pop shop because that's where it's at. Anyways, moving on. I'm getting sidetracked. So the funniest thing is, okay, I need to give you a visual of roast in Hong Kong. So roast in Hong Kong is like your quintessential small hole in the wall. Wait, would you consider that as hole in the wall? Okay, maybe not hole in the wall, but it's a pretty small sized restaurant because Seoul is expensive. And they kind of have this open design where the door, adjacent to the door, there's kind of like it's like a bar seating, but it's facing the street. So you can see people dining inside if they were sat at the quote unquote bar area. I know there's another word. I'm just not familiar with it. I just need you to visualize it with me, okay? So sitting there was my was my friend whom I introduced the store to last time. So we had a meetup, I think right before her birthday, and I introduced her to the store. And then as Tara and I were walking up to the door, like I made eye contact, because sometimes you can't help it. When you're walking by a store, you look inside, you do make eye contact with people. And I made eye contact with her, and I could just see her like mouth like WTF. I could stop it right now. And I was laughing because we didn't, like obviously we didn't plan to meet here. So it was really funny to see her here introducing this restaurant to like another friend. So I thought that was really cool because listen, this only validated that again, my Chinese restaurant roster stays untouchable. Okay. So that was funny. And we're actually gonna plan to meet next week. So we don't really know what we want to do yet or where we want to eat yet, but the only thing I do know for sure is that next week, I finally had it. I'm done with my crispy ramen hair. Okay. I always get a haircut, I'd say annually, because I don't mind. I will get it cut shoulder length and let it grow out up to my chest. And unless if it gets out of control in the summer, then I'll have kind of like a summer cut. But I haven't had a haircut since last December. Yeah, since last December. And I decided, you know what? I was going to get a haircut after I start, or right before I start at my new job in this December. Because, like kind of like a full circle moment, want to start anew. But I'm just so done with my hair. It has a lot of split ends. I'm continuously being called banana teacher, fried chicken teacher, banana bread teacher because my hair is yellow. And it just feels very unhealthy. So I do see that visibly my hair is thinning as well. So I just kind of wanted a reset. And I thought, might as well do it now. I know it's not when you plan for it to be, but why not? Just get a haircut. Maybe you want to feel fresh or something. So I decided to schedule at the same place that I got my haircut last time because honestly, the last haircut that I had might not be the best service, but it was the best haircut that I've ever had since I came to Korea. So last time I got it dyed, and it was dyed to like ash brown. And then it was, I think at the time there was a hairstyle called hush cut. It was popular. And then she's styled it as so. And I was like, whoa, this is kind of life changing. I like it. So I'm going to try to do the same. But this time I'm going to go alone. I know I shouldn't have someone to accompany me to get a haircut. I'm going to try to push myself out of the comfort zone. And, if all things fail, if I can't really communicate with my hairstylist, I have Papago, right? I just have to be thick-skinned and use Papago to communicate. And be polite as possible, and hoping that they won't get upset at me. Yeah. But after that, I'll hang out with my friends. And on Sunday, I'm very excited. Next Sunday is Korea Open. I've booked my tickets for the final like a month ahead. So I'll attend that on Sunday. It starts at 12:30, but I think it's going to be like a doubles final and then singles final too. So if I sit there for both matches, I think I'd probably be there for like up to 5 hours. So I'm going to pack my little snack bag so I don't have to get up as often. But I'm going to be prepared this time. Listen, I'm going alone, but last time I went alone too. And it was a bomb. The thing is, in the beginning, I didn't realize it was just WTA, which is like the women's tennis. I thought it was like women's and men because that's what happened last time. So I'm waiting for people to be announced, but I've only seen like female tennis players announced. So I was like, eh? So is no one coming to? I know it's a 250. It's just like a regular 250 point tournament, but hello. But it turns out it was only for WTA, so I was like, that makes sense. Anyways, not a big deal. I'm still very, very excited. So after we went to Roast in Hong Kong, we were ready for round two. But I wanted to try out this place called Super Matcha. I heard about them when I was getting my friend, the previously mentioned friend, a present, and Super Matcha did a collaboration with the Line Friends. And the character that my friend liked was one of the character that was being, what is the word? Highlighted? No. Promoted? Yeah, promoted for that collaboration with Super Matcha. So I was like, Super Matcha. Their branding is very unapologetically yellow, not yellow, green. It's just like this matcha, like green and black, very bold, very simple. And I'm like, I like this. I want to try it out. So we went to iPark Mall, which is at Yongsan Station or Seoul Station? Yongsan Station, right? Yeah, Yongsan Station, which is like one of the biggest station. It connects a lot of subway lines as well as KTX. And went there, tried it, maybe like a 6.5 out of 10. It's okay. It wasn't as prestigious, pristine, amazing as I thought it would be. But anyways, at least I tried, right? Thank you, Taro, for helping us to manage a detour, even though it was not on the original map. After that, finally, we were ready to go to the flea market in Dongmyo. We went there. I didn't really have a plan because I was just tagging along for the ride of it. And I was just looking at these retro tags. I saw so many film cameras that I wanted to take home. But the thing is, when you buy these stuff, they're not tested. So maybe there's a light leak, maybe it doesn't even work. You don't know. You might be taking a piece of junk home. You never know. So I was just trying to not submit to my urges and just looking at everything while trying to help Taro find his Western shirts and stuff. But eventually I saw some football jerseys and I was really interested. I mean, if you want to talk about the authenticity of it, I'd say probably not 70% is replica instead of the authentic versions. But, to me, I like football. I watch it, I play it, but I'm not as hardcore as other fans. And to me, I feel like the thing with football jerseys really started when I was really young and I had a fixation on the England team. I can explain why. When I was a kid, I think maybe 10 years old, maybe even younger, maybe like 7 or 8. I don't remember. My brain had like 4 gigabytes of memory back then. I went shopping with my dad. And at this point, we were in China. I went shopping with my dad. And I think at the time, it was during David Beckham's prime. So if you didn't know who David Beckham is, he is one of the legendary England football players. And he's still alive, by the way. I think he just had a documentary that came out on Netflix. I haven't seen it yet, but I've seen the news surrounding some allegations of it doesn't matter. It's not the point of the story. But I walked past the store and then they just have like 77777 Beckham. So because of that, my dad got me an England jersey. And it was, I don't remember what year it was, probably earlier than 2008. But it was like a national team jersey. It was white with the red stripes over the shoulders, I think. And then the one yellow one star, and then the badge, and then in the back, Beckham. I remember that jersey so vividly. I would wear it so often. Eventually, I outgrew it because I was a kid, right? So I could no longer wear it. And unfortunately, I didn't bring it with me when I moved to America. So I think that was when the seed of England team was planted in my brain. And ever since then, I I've always had an interest in the team, English team, England team. Let me not get controversial here because there's a lot of issue with UK. I'm not gonna talk about that. I'm not really good with geography. Let me not express my opinions. But I've been, I wouldn't say collecting because I only have a total of one. Well, if you are counting the jersey that I used to have when I was a kid, I only have a total of 3 UK jerseys. There's one that I've gotten during, I don't remember when I got it, but it was the 2014-2016 national team jersey. It was almost all white with silver stripes going down. Not a lot of people have that, to a point where I thought, like, is this a fake jersey? Like, hello? It's not one of the popular ones, but because of that, it feels kind of unique to me. And then recently this year, I've acquired another one. I don't remember what year it was, but it's a reversible one. I didn't know it was reversible. So on one side it's red. If you watch my video, you've probably seen it in some of my videos. One side is red. It has the 3 lions and roses patch. But if you flip it on the other side, it's navy and red, and you have the older badge with just a red cross and the white background. And I really, 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 really like this jersey. But because of that, it kind of rekindled this obsession I had with jerseys. And I wanted to get vintage jerseys because, okay, this is a little bit counterproductive because some retro jerseys are very expensive. Why? Because they're vintage, because they're retro. And currently there's this style, well, I wouldn't say currently, but recently there's an emergence of bloke core. Might be the wrong pronunciation of it, but people are starting to pay attention to football jerseys and then, trying to coordinate them with their outfit. And I'm like, this is cool. I could get on with that. So I've been looking at English jerseys, but also just branching out to the English team. English clubs. Thank you. Wow, my brain cells finally caught up. Currently, I'm in Korea, so of course I have to pay attention to Tottenham Hotspurs. There's Manchester United, but I seriously don't know what is happening with them right now. It's like the same thing with the England team. Right now, I really, really like the England team that we have right now. I've been following them, right? Like, we have Declan Rice, we got Jude Bellingham, we got Foden, my boy Foden. We have Harry Kane, of course. We have Marcus. We have Sterling. I could never say that consistently. We also have Saka. I almost said Kaka. Kaka's from Brazil, dude. Who else do we have? We got Walker, Kyle Walker, John. Wait, please tell me John Stones is in England. If not, I'm gonna be stoned. Who else? Of course, Jack Grealish. Who else? Anyone else? I think that's it. Those are all the people that I know at the moment. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm really excited for this team. I feel like this team could do some serious damage, especially the way that Bellingham is playing right now in Real Madrid. Beautiful. Like, Foden is catching up, finally having his time in the spotlight, right? Talking about, like, speaking of Foden, I can't help but to talk about Julian too. Julian Alvarez. I'm so happy for him. He's finally getting the time to shine, because I feel like he's always overshadowed. Wait, we're not talking about football right now. You don't care about my obsession with football right now. The whole thing is, the whole point is, I'm very hopeful with their current team. Manager wise, no comment, okay? Same thing with Manchester United. Manager wise, no comment. No comment at all. But yeah, we were hitting this fork. Taro went and looked for his work shirts, and I went snooping around looking for retro jerseys. I found some, which one of them even had my favorite number on it, but the size was way too big. So I was like, I think I'm okay. I'm not that serious about football jerseys. There is one jersey that I really, 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 really want, but I'm not ready to commit how much it costs yet. That is the retro or vintage Adidas 1989-1990 Manchester United away kit. It's the blue one with MUFC going down across. Going down from the top to bottom with a kind of like a, I wouldn't say foam. It looked like foam, but probably is not. Badge and the sharp sponsorship across. It's blue, stripes are white, and looks very clean, looks very retro, looks really nice. I've been trying to find it all over, but it has been sold out. I'm always finding things that I'm obsessed with right after they stop selling them. Because I even went, like last week, I told you about it. Last week I went to Adidas, try to find the kit. But of course, the kit is already done. Like it's been sold out. So I go on secondhand websites and apps, and they're selling it for like 170, 213, and the cheapest one I found for size small is 130. And I'm like, I am not that big of a football fan. I just really like the design. But, like every time I sit down and I talk to myself, like, Julie, are you really going to wear this outside? Like, if you're going to spend 100 something, you better wear it outside of your apartment. But are you really going to do that? And I'm still debating with myself. There's no clear winners yet, but you'll probably catch me going back and forth, looking at these websites and thinking about, like, should I do it? Like, should I do it after I get paid? The logical answer is no. You don't need this in your life, Julie. Rather, you know what I should really invest in? Is right now I have one laundry cart. And it's very slim. It just says laundry on the side, and it's like a white. No. Are you white? Off-white color laundry bin. And I've been thinking about getting like a gray version of it for my dark colored clothes, because I never really know how much clothes I have or how much laundry I have until I dig into it like a mice. Like, no, not a mice, a mole, okay? And then today, I was like, oh, let me do like my light color. No, let me do my dark color loads. And I like start picking out and I throw it into my laundry machine. It ends up being like not that much. And I'm like, oh, shoot. Let me dig everything back out and then let me try, maybe let's do a light color load. And then I load in everything and I'm like, okay, this is about it. But when I'm hanging it up, it's only like a total of 2 shirts, a bunch of freaking socks. So I'm like, okay, listen, we need to be a little bit more organized here so we don't waste water or time sorting through everything. So maybe, Julie, instead of being really fixated on this jersey that you can't get your hands on, I mean, technically you could, but that is not a responsible way to spend your money. Listen, you still owe health insurance money, okay? Even though it's not your fault, but you still owe the national health insurance money. So maybe you shouldn't be doing that. Okay? PSA to myself, maybe you shouldn't be doing that, Julie. Now that the world knows, they can help me shame you if you end up buying it. But yeah, that was my weekend review, because after we went to Dongmyo and we scouted all these places, basically we returned empty-handed, and we decided to play Diablo. We're like, you know what? Let's just play some games together. We haven't played games together in a while. We didn't play Stardew Valley because Taro is miles ahead. Like last time I went to his place, and I was like, give me a tour of your farm, right? He has a bunch of chickens, ducks, cows, I think. The way let me see if I can find it. The way that he named his farm animal is ridiculous. Hold on. I have to go to videos because I captured a video of him explaining all the names or showing me all the names, and they've been, I don't know, I've been crying over it. Okay, let me see. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay. This chicken's name is Chiki. C-H-I, no, Chiq, Chiqu. Okay, she's 4 months old. Then the next chicken is called Chico, Chico, 4 months old. Okay, so they're siblings. Next one, what is this? Okay, he's approaching another chicken. This one is Chica, Chiqa. This one is 4 months old. Okay, Chica looks very happy today. Good for Chica, okay? All right, next. Another one. Oh my gosh. Another hen. This one is called Cheeky. Chiqi. 4 months old. Cheeky looks really happy today. You know what? Good for Cheeky. And then, okay, this is a duck. This duck is called D4. It's the letter D and the number 4. I remember asking him, why is this one called D4? He said, because this is duck number 4. Oh my gosh, what is this logic? Okay, D4, this one, D2, what is this one? D1, where's D3? Oh my gosh, D3 is missing. Okay, now we're on to goats. This one is Goski. Next one, this is a cow. No, this is a goat. This one is called baby goat, literally called baby goat. We're not done yet. Okay, we're going to another goat. This one is called Gigi, like capitalized G, lowercase g. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's a cat. This cat is called Meowie. Meowie looks really happy today. No, that is a cow. Oh my gosh. This cow is called Meowie. This cow is called Mimi. M-E-M-E. This cow is called Mumu. M-U-M-U. This one, why are they both called Mumu? What the heck? No, that's Chico. No, Mumu. Mumu. Yeah, you literally named 2 cows the same name. Here's another goat. This one is called Little Goats. Little Ghosts. Cheese. Okay, let's go into the... Okay, nope, that's it. He's collecting cheese now. Yeah, so what about this one? What is this one called? Yep, that's it. So I was like, let's go play Diablo together. We started a new game, and he is the Crusader. I am the... What is it called? What was I? Demon Hunter? Maybe? He was like, oh, this works out great. I'm up front, and then you're like attacking from afar. I'm like, I feel like an AD carry from League of Legends. But it was good. And then we said that after he plays basketball tonight, we're gonna have a little Diablo time again. I think the whole thing about playing Diablo 3 is because my friend just finished her OAT and it's time for her to relax, and she started playing Diablo 4. She was like, let's get on, let's play together. And I go to PlayStation Store and I type in Diablo 4 and here we go, $69.99. I was like, whoa. I mean, the price is justified. It's a Blizzard game. We've been waiting for forever. That's like paying $69.99 for GTA 6. It will be worth it, but do I have the budget to do it? See, this is the thing. Here is me contemplating if I want to buy a $69 game, probably worth the money, over me contemplating if I'm about to drop $130 for a freaking jersey that I'll probably only wear inside a house. Do you hear this? I think this is good for me. This is me spilling all my dirty laundry so that you and I can gang up together and criticize myself. This is real good. This is honesty at its peak. So yeah, after he comes back, we're gonna have 부대찌개 and what is it called again in English? The army stew? Army hot pot? No, army stew, right? Then we'll play some Diablo 4. I'm already prepped for tomorrow, so I'll be ready to wake up or have a little bit of downtime before bed today. So I'm excited about that because I recently started playing with a healthy dose, okay? I recently started playing Red Dead again, and I caught another horse. Yes, I caught another horse, and I named it Hoji after Hoji tea. And we've been bonding together. I braided her tails, and geez, someone just came up. I braided her tails, and we're on a mission to find the perfect pelts. because I am trying to make some pants or vest. I forgot. Anyways, I'm waiting for Arthur. Arthur to grow out his hair so I can give him a rebrand. Same thing with his beard. We need to do something about his sideburn. I don't like it. I need to trim it. And kind of miss playing GTA. The thing is, my whole library had to reset because someone... I wonder if I ever talked about it in the podcast. Because someone scams my account, hacked my account, and then they used my card to buy, I think, up to like $400 worth of games. And then they deactivated my console and then set their console as the main console. So like I basically lost all my games. And it was such a pain contacting PlayStation Network to tell them about the situation. Like, could you please give me the money back? Because at the moment when the transactions were pinging through, I got notifications about my cards and I was at work. Like during break time, I would just see it ping like $60 games, $40 games, $60 game, like as if it was water. And I was like, this is not me. Like, how do I show them that this is not me? I'm literally physically in Seoul, and whoever has been... Okay, this is also my fault because I didn't set up a payment. You can set up a password to process your payments, but I didn't do that. I also didn't have the 2-step verification thing set up because for me, it was always like an afterthought. Oh, I can do that later. I can do that another time. I don't really need it. I don't buy games that often. But, that's what happened. So I lost my game, but I didn't lose my data, so that's good. I still have The Last of Us. I have... The most recent game I bought was FIFA, and that was the game that I have been very obsessive with. I really thought about getting EAFC on my Switch, but I was like, Julie, stop it. You need to shift your focus on content creation, okay? So I'm gonna try to hold myself to my own promises. Yeah. But that's it. That's my weekend review. Thank you for listening to the 75th rant. Last time I said it was the 75th podcast, but I was wrong. It was supposed to be 74th. So I'm setting the record straight. This is the 75th podcast. I hope you had a good week as well. I hope you spend some time taking care of yourself, establishing a routine, and commit to some goals that you set for yourself. This month, this week, this year, we're almost done with 2023. It's so crazy to say it out loud, but we still have some time left. So if you still have some things that you've wanted to do but haven't done yet, might as well start today, because if we keep waiting for the perfect timing would never come, because nothing is really perfect in this world. So just commit and just do it. Just try it out, and eventually everything will fall into its place. And that's something I'm trying to remind myself every single day too. Oftentimes we get caught up stressing about the future, the uncertainties, like what if this happened, what if that happened. Maybe what we are concerned with is a valid fear, but the thing is, your reality is not gonna come to fruition. Like it's not going to become a reality unless if you do something that contributes to that outcome. So instead of stressing about the future, you should focus on what is happening now, because your every decision now decides your future. And that's what I'm trying to tell my sister too. I understand your concern about the future, and because I had those fears too. But just focus on what you're doing now, because the moment right now matters more than the future, because the moment now is the future. So yeah, if you've needed someone else to tell you that, I'm here to say that to you right now. Stay present. Enjoy your life right now. Whatever happens in the future will happen when you get there. So don't forget to take care of yourself. eat clean, stay hydrated. Winter's coming, so make sure you bring a light jacket with you because you never know. Oh, and an umbrella. It has been raining kind of erratically this week. Yeah, it rained on the days that we didn't think it was gonna get rain. And I was, let me just tell you that I was humbled, okay? Anyways, take care of yourself. I will see you same time next week. Hopefully I have more news to share about what am I gonna do next week? We'll figure it out. It's okay. It's none of my concern now. Okay? Catch you later. Bye.